What's up, guys? Welcome into another episode of the Michigan Recruiting Report. I am your host, EJ Holland. Rivals dropped their new rankings this week. We're going to be breaking down 5 Michigan commits who rose in the rankings. Before we do, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, get notifications every time we drop new videos. It doesn't cost you anything to like or subscribe, so make sure to do that. But if you do want even more premium insider information, head over to the Wolverine.com. Today we have a special promo code. It's UM1. That's $1 for 2 months over at the Wolverine.com, where you can get exclusive insider recruiting information, info on the team, transfer portal, basketball, and so much more. Plus, you get to be part of a message board community with thousands and thousands of users. So again, make sure to use that promo code UM1, $1 for 2 months. Now is the perfect time to get advantage, or take advantage, not get advantage. Anyway, guys that took advantage of the new rankings, let's talk about 5 guys. And we'll start off with running back Savion Hyder. Hyder rose 4 spots. He is now ranked as the number 8 overall recruit in the country, giving Michigan 2 top 10 recruits. We'll talk about the other one later, but Savion, very deserving bump here. I talked to Charles Power, Rivals' rankings director, after the rankings came out, and I asked him about Savion's chances to be the number 1 overall recruit in the country, right? Because I think he has a legitimate argument for that. And I think he said something that was really interesting, which is Savion is maybe the pound for pound best recruit and far and away the best running back in the country. The thing about the rankings, though, is that other positions like quarterback, edge, offensive tackle, they're valued a little bit more. I think Rivals bases a lot of its data on NFL draft picks, and you don't see a lot of first round running backs, or you don't see a lot of number 1 overall running backs, certainly, at least not anymore. And so I think that might be hindering Hyder a little bit, but I think he is the best player in the country. I'd take Savion Hyder over the current number 1, who is Miami offensive tackle commit Jackson Cantwell. Like Charles said, I mean, Hyder is far and away the number 1 running back in the class this cycle. He is absolutely dynamic. He's a sure bet. He can do everything. I mean, he's a complete back. He's big. He's strong between the tackles. He's a powerful, physical runner. He has the speed. He ran an 11.1 as a 14-year-old. And so he would certainly be down in the 10 somewhere. And I think that on top of that, he's also a high-end pass catcher. His high school team, Louisa County, they use him all over the place. He lines up at wide receiver, out wide in the slot. He catches passes out of the backfield. So he's very, very comfortable as a receiver. He's also great in pass pro. I mean, that's an area where a lot of young backs struggle, and Savion loves to block, whether it is in pass pro or if he's leading the way on an end around, or he's just, blocking in general downfield. I mean, he's a guy who likes to get physical. You saw that in my game clips. I mean, he pancaked a dude, took his helmet off. So I think that Savion is just that rare guy who should be the number 1 ranked player. I mean, he's the most talented running back recruit I've covered since Bijan Robinson. And this rankings bump came after just 1 game. He missed his senior opener because of an injury. He did not play this past week because his team had a bye. So he's only had 1 performance. That performance was huge. It was more than 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. So I think if Savion continues to produce anywhere near that clip, man, he will have that argument as the number 1 overall recruit in the country. So again, this slight bump came after Savion missed his entire offseason with injury, missed his season opener with injury, and just he really opened eyes with his lone single game performance of the year. So again, if he continues to produce and show his elite skill set for the rest of the year, the sky's the limit for Savion. All right, let's go ahead and move over to Malakai Lee, who moved up 6 spots, top 100 offensive tackle out of Hawaii. He is now ranked as the number 87 overall recruit in the country. And so, not a huge bump for Malakai Lee, but a nice little slight bump there. He's ranked as the number 11 offensive tackle, so just one spot away from being considered a top 10 offensive tackle. Obviously, just a massive frame from Malakai Lee, 6'7", 310 pounds. I think Michigan really needs that height, that type of size at the tackle position. You've seen the offensive line struggles here this season, and I think there was really a lack of talent, from 2021 to 23. You saw it pick up in 24 with guys like Andrew Sprague and Blake Frazier and Jake Wanera. You saw it last cycle with Babalola and Ty Haywood. And now you're adding Malakai Lee to the fold. So the offensive line talent is certainly getting better. I think the biggest thing with Malakai Lee is just continuing to improve his feet. He does move well out in the open space. He's physical. He puts guys in the dirt, but just his pass sets, just a little bit raw there. His kick steps, just, out of the snap. He's a guy that can improve his feet in that regard. So I think the sheer size and the physicality is certainly there. There's a lot to work with Malakai Lee. There's a reason that SEC schools like Alabama and Georgia and Texas still pushing for him, all really wanted him. So, he's one of the more elite guys in this class. Let's go ahead and move over to the defensive side of the ball. Carter Meadows, moving up 2 spots. He was already a top 5 prospect in the country at number 5 overall. He is now the number 3 overall recruit nationally and the number 1 edge in the country, passing up Maryland commit Zion Ely and staying ahead of USC commit Luke Wafel. So I think with Carter Meadows, that bump to number 3 in the country was certainly warranted. If you've seen some of his early season tape, it is extremely impressive. I had a chance to go out to see him in his season opener against Oscar Smith, defending state champions in the state of Virginia. He was dominant in that game, multiple tackles for loss, had a couple of sacks. I mean, there was a lot to like about Carter Meadows' production. There was also a lot to like about his play style. We already knew that Carter checked a lot of boxes from a profile standpoint. I mean, he's a legitimate 6'6". He's up to 235 pounds. He has freaky length. I mean, the frame, the length, the height, that was never a question. It was, can you be dominant on Friday nights? And yes, I mean, he looked like a completely different player when I saw him a couple of weeks ago versus when I saw him last year. He played, and when I say play style, I mean, he used all those traits that I talked about to his advantage. His play style was powerful. He was a guy who realized, I'm a big, strong kid. I can toss these guys around. He used his length to his advantage. He looked extremely athletic, and he's a top-end athlete who also excels as a basketball player. But you saw him really bend and use an array of pass rush moves. You really used that athleticism and speed to his advantage as well. So now you're getting a guy who has these elite traits, and he's using them to show elite tape, and that's why you're getting that ranking. And so also when I talked to Charles Power, he said Carter is going to have a say in the number 1 overall recruit ranking. And I certainly think he can get there if he continues to play at this level of dominance. I think both Savion Hyder and Carter Meadows are better than number 1 overall recruit Jackson Cantwell. And honestly, I don't even think it's that close. All right, let's go ahead and move on to edge Julian Walker. He was one of the biggest risers in the rankings as far as Michigan commits, moved up more than 40 spots. He's now ranked in the top 100, the number 80 overall recruit in the country. So with Julian, man, he's a guy that I wrote going into the season that I felt like he was a top 100 player. When I did the power rankings of Michigan commits, I ranked Savion 1, I ranked Carter 2. That was very easy. And then 3rd, I actually had Julian Walker. I had him there, and he is there now for Rivals as well. He is Michigan's 3rd highest ranked commit this cycle. I think with Julian, he also checks a lot of boxes. He's a little thicker than Carter at 6'6", 255. He's ready to go, man. I mean, his dad is a strength coach at South Carolina. Physically, he's very developed. He's had a lot of really good production on the field this year, too. The biggest thing for Michigan is they need to keep him in the class. He's already made 2 visits to South Carolina. Like I said, his dad is a strength coach there. Michigan is getting him back in for the game against Wisconsin. So they really, really need to move the needle with him and his family on that visit. Keeping him in the class is a top priority. I mean, a duo of Carter Meadows and Julian Walker, that's really scary for the future of the edge position in Ann Arbor. All right, and let's go ahead and end the video by talking about safety Jordan Deck out of Texas. Went from a low 4-star to a top 300 recruit, the number 280 overall prospect nationally. Jordan was previously in the top 300. He dropped out of it and now back in, and he's put together some good early senior season film. He just had a 96-yard interception return for a touchdown this past weekend. He's a tall, long safety at 6'3", 180, covers a lot of ground, has added some good weight to his frame. He's playing with physicality. If you watch some of his early season tape, he's in the box a lot. He's delivering hits. He's doing really, really well in run support, but he's also making plays on the ball in the back end. Like I said, he had that interception for a touchdown this past weekend. So I think what the scouting department wanted to see out of Deck, he's definitely showing them. And again, he's a really smart, high character kid, really fits the Michigan mold, flipped from Baylor to Michigan this summer. There's a lot to like about Jordan Deck, both as a player and as a kid. So I was really excited to see him get back into the top 300. If you're looking for a Michigan player comp or how he's going to be used, it's going to be similar to Makari Page. I think Jordan Deck is a better version of Makari Page. All right, guys, that does it for today's Michigan Recruiting Report. Again, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, get notifications every time we drop new videos, and also subscribe to the Wolverine.com today. Use that promo code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months over at the Wolverine.com. And I will be back on the road this week and back on our YouTube channel next week for another edition of the Michigan Recruiting Report.